Hello there, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be watching House of Dragons Season 1, Episode 9. So I'm looking forward to this. Obviously, last episode the king just died, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I hope Rhaenyra becomes the queen. It seems a little unlikely with how everyone was treating her and their feelings towards her. I understand, her children being bastards, that's a concern for a lot of people. And, I mean, it's just the truth, So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they handle that and what happens. Also, just real quick, Merry Christmas. It's day after Christmas today. So, if you celebrate Christmas, hope you had a good Christmas and Happy New Year's coming up. We will be posting this next episode. Let me check my dates. The 2nd, so it would be the day after New Year's Day. So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this started. Here we go.
He told me you wish for Aegon to be king.
Placed upon the Queen his final wish that his son, Aegon, should succeed him as Lord of the Seven Kingdoms.
Then we may proceed now with the full assurance of his blessing on our long-laid plans.
Yes, there is much to be done, as we've previously discussed.
Well, dang. All right. I mean, that's not really what he was saying, right? Did I miss something? At the chance of seeing spoilers, Targaryen, House of Dragons Final Words, Season 1, Episode 8. In Season 1, Episode 8, The House of Dragons, King Viserys Targaryen final words are, "My love." He whispers this as he reaches out in a romantic gesture. Oh, he's reuniting with his late wife. Oh, okay. No, I meant the ones right before that, though. Yeah, he's reuniting with his wife. Yeah, she died in Episode 1. Okay, yeah, as Viserys lay dying, conversation with Alicent. As Viserys lay dying, he and Alicent were having two different conversations. Viserys thought he was speaking to his daughter. He was actually giving his wife what she wanted. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't think he was talking to Alicent. Well, which we did know that. But, yeah. Here on Reddit, he's talking about the Song of the Ice and Fire, the prophecy of Aegon the Conqueror that's been passed down between heirs over a century. Rhaenyra asked about it the previous night, but he was too out of it to answer. The next night, tries to continue the conversation, but he's on painkillers again and not thinking straight. So he thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra again, even though it's actually Alicent. In the text form, but you want to know, I believe it to be true. Alicent, don't you remember Aegon, our son? His dream, the Song of Ice and Fire, it is true. What he saw in the north, the prince was promised. Prince Aegon, to unite the realm against the cold and the dark, it is to you, you're the one, you must do this, Yeah. I gotcha. So, yeah. So that explains why I was not reading it or understanding it the way Alicent was, But because I have the context of him talking to Rhaenyra, and he was thinking he was talking to Rhaenyra, So I understand the context, you know, that Alicent doesn't get. But it also could be, she's just using his words against him, you know? I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think that of her, but it is intriguing that, you know, the whole entire day he's talking about how he already has Rhaenyra as the queen and that's the way it's going to be, and then his last words, Alicent just kind of hears what she wants to hear and is running with it. I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see what happens.
I am 76 years old. I have known Viserys longer than any who sit at this table. And I will not believe that he said this on his deathbed alone with only the boy's mother as a witness. This is seizure. It is theft. It is treason at the least.
Mind your tongue, Lyman.
The king was well last night, by all accounts. Which of you here can swear that he died of his own accord?
Which of us are you accusing of regicide, Lord Beesbury?
Whether it was one of you or all of you, I care not. I will have no part. Down!
What the fuck did he do that for?
Throw down your sword and remove your cloak, Sir Criston.
What? Jeez. What do you think is going to happen when you shove an old man's face down onto the table? Like, let's watch that again. It looked intentional. I don't know. I mean, maybe he was just trying to get him to sit down, but it looked like he was trying to hurt him.
With only the boy's mother as a witness. This is seizure. It is theft. It is treason at the least.
Mind your tongue, Lyman.
The king was well last night, by all accounts. Which of you here can swear that he died of his own accord?
Which of us are you accusing of regicide, Lord Beesbury?
Whether it was one of you or all of you, I care not. I will have no part. Down!
Okay. What the hell? Like, I'm sorry. How was this justified? Somebody asked him to sit down. Nobody asked the King's Guard to shove him down. And then also to flop his head onto the table like that. So, this is the second person this man has killed unjustifiably. Why is he still part of the King's Guard? I mean, apparently it won't be for long.
Has it come to this?
Lord Commander, enough.
Let us have Lord Beesbury removed.
No. The door remains shut until we finish our business.
Jesus Christ. You guys just killed someone. And then they're going to let him get away with it. Man, this is ugly. This is ugly. I mean, you knew it would be an ugly affair, you know, them deciding who's going to be the next king. Coming in the middle of the night saying that the king said this on his deathbed. I didn't think you'd murder each other over differences of opinions, especially when the old guy was trying to honor the king. Trying to honor the king's wishes, so what, you have him killed. I'm sorry, like, maybe it was an accident, but he shoved him way too hard, so he's definitely at fault.
Wish for any
But the king did not
unsavory-
wish for the murder of his daughter. He loved her. I will not have you deny this.
And yet,
One more word, and I will have you removed from this chamber and sent to the wall.
what do you suggest, Your Grace?
Time is of the essence. Lord Commander Westerling. Take your knights to Dragonstone. Be quick and be clean.
I am Lord Commander of the King's Guard. I recognize no authority but the King's. And until there is one, I have no place here.
Good for him. Good for him. Standing up for what's right. Man. Yeah. Jeez, what a brutal start to this episode. We're only 12 minutes in, including the, including the behind the scenes and the... Jeez, what the hell? What a brutal episode. I still don't think that's what the king wanted. I agree with the old man. He's known him longer than any of them. So he doesn't believe the queen hearing his final words. And she did hear him say stuff, but she took it in a different way than he meant it. But it's not like you can go ask the king. So I understand there to be some confusion, but just having people killed and killing people over things, like, what the hell? And now they want to kill Rhaenyra? It's going to be a full-on war in the next episode. Jeez.
Believe he may have left the keep secretly. Gone into the city.
Find him. Take no one else but your brother. And remove your white cloaks. None can know who you are or what you seek. Including the Queen.
My lord.
Bring him to me and me alone, Sir Eric.
Yeah, this guy's evil. Evil. Can't believe he got replaced as the Hands King. Like, what was he thinking? He clearly wasn't thinking. He didn't know. The king didn't know. He's power hungry for sure. For sure. Man. Well, Hightower is at work.
God!
I'm grinning because look who is in the prison. I'm telling you. Yeah, these people are evil. And she's really going to talk to him after he just murdered someone? Alicent's going to befriend him still? Like, I'm sure people would debate me on that and say that he didn't murder him. He was just trying to have him sit down, but he wasn't given the order to make him sit down forcibly. He did it on his own to force him down so hard they smashed his skull into the little ball on the table, you know? It's a freaking murder. And if you want to argue me on that point, well, he murdered the original prince's lover. You know, he murdered him. And yet he still gets to keep his job and all that, you know? Why is he not in prison rotting away, you know?
Prince Aegon's not...
I trust again to you, Sir Criston, and to your loyalty. Aegon must be found, and he must be brought to me. The very fate of the Seven Kingdoms depends on it. Everything you feel for me is your queen.
I will not fail you.
I'll come with you.
That would not be my desire, Aemond. If anything has happened.
Cole needs me, Mother. Sir Eric isn't the only one who knows Aegon's doings.
Jeez. It's crazy. Yeah, the episode's called The Green Council. Yeah. Yep. High towers take over. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I still stick with what I said close to the beginning of the season, that I'd like to see Rhaenyra as the queen. I still stand by that. I'd still like to see Rhaenyra rule. That's what I expected out of this show. But alas, maybe it'll be years or seasons of just Rhaenyra trying to become in charge, you know? I don't know. I mean, 200 years back, well, it's probably closer to like 180 years since Game of Thrones, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what to expect of the show, you know? I don't know a lot of the history of Game of Thrones. I'm learning. You know, hopefully this is a good representation of the history of Game of Thrones, at least to some extent, you know? That's kind of how I'm taking it as, you know, and hopefully that's a reasonable mindset to have, you know, because I've not read any of the books. I don't know a lot of the lore, but you know, all I know is I've seen Game of Thrones. It was good. And I'm watching House of Dragons, and honestly, I'm enjoying it. You know, there was some people that weren't such a fan of House of Dragons, and in fact, I don't know that they're even watching these reaction videos anymore. And that's okay. You know, those of you that are here and are enjoying them, that's what matters, and we'll keep going forward because I'm enjoying them. I really am. I think they're doing a good job with it. You know, it's different. You know, it's not Game of Thrones, but it's good. It's good, but I stand by what I said. I'd like to see Rhaenyra as the queen. I think that's what the king wanted too.
Long live the king.
Yes, let us threaten the different houses with jail time or death if you do not bow and agree to this newfound information that nobody actually heard from the king. Except for his wife on his deathbed, which he probably was out of his mind anyways, didn't know what he was saying. Well, he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra for one, but alas. Look who it is, though. I don't know, there's something about him. He is kind of creepy, but I kind of like it. I'd like to see more of his character.
Aegon, one of many I'd wager.
Interesting. So he's got his own kids. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That guy, he is not a very good... It's not a very good choice for king, honestly. I mean, I guess it's not unusual for people of that age, I don't know, to get around like that, but it just doesn't, you know, he's got a wife and everything. I don't know. I just don't like that. I think it's really rough for his wife too. You know, that he's sneaking out all the time and doing stuff. I don't know. Just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But it also leaves a bad taste in my mouth to see Rhaenyra doing the same thing. You know, she more so than others, though, you know, chose one partner to cheat on with instead of her husband. And she even admitted, though, that they tried. You know, that they tried to have children themselves, and it just wasn't going to work with the whole situation. So I just feel like that's a little bit different. I mean, it's still unfortunate, but at least she's not going to brothels and stuff that we know of.
Exalted though they may be, she'll trust this to the hand of the king only.
Impossible.
I think he will wish to hear what the White Worm can tell him.
It's the only lead they have. I'd go for it. It's interesting that maybe he goes out every night. You know, because it seems kind of funny that timing wise, like the one night he goes out, but like I said, if he goes out every night, you know, but the king happens to die on the night he's not home. But that would lead me to believe that he probably goes out quite a bit. Especially we saw he had put a potential child old enough to be in fights, you know. So he had to have been doing this kind of stuff long before. I mean, because that kid in the battle would have been, or waiting to battle was like 4 or 5 or maybe 6. I don't know. I'm a bad judge of age, to be honest. But old enough, you know, wasn't an infant.
Where were you going then with such urgency? Let the king's justice take him.
Jeez. Power-hungry people, I'm telling you. These guys are crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Hightower has always been kind of wanting the power and stuff, you know, but he's as the hand of the king, he's acting like he's the king. I mean, now there's no king to report to, so is he in charge? I mean, I guess technically until the next successor comes along, but it's supposed to be Rhaenyra. It's frustrating. Frustrating for sure.
Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne? I'll leave you with your thoughts. Ring the bell when you have an answer.
I want an end to the savage use of children in Flea Bottom. They're forced to fight and worse. You gold cloaks take the bribes given them to look away. An obscenity, either tolerated or ignored by the crown.
I look into it. You have my word.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He seems like someone that would easily take bribes, easily, to look the other way about stuff like that. I mean, maybe that's rude of me to think that, but he just doesn't strike me as trustworthy. I mean, heck, his whole time on the show, being the hand of the king, he's been playing the long game, getting his daughter married to him, you know, and so forth. So I don't know if she should trust him. I like her proposition, though. She wants them to stop abusing children and having them fight and stuff. I think that's good. But I don't know. She shouldn't trust him. Is his brother gonna kill him? I don't think he'd do it out in the open. You know, but his talk earlier about how he's next in line and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. This is crazy stuff.
I was hoping you disappeared.
Is our father truly dead?
Yes. And they're going to make you king.
I don't know, maybe I'm old school. I still want to see Rhaenyra as queen. It is interesting. So the queen got her son back. I don't know why she wants to see him before, you know, her father, his grandfather. I don't know. I mean, she knows that, you know, her father was looking for him as well. So much drama. I like it. It was a good sword fight, though. It was enjoyable. I don't like spitting on your brothers and sisters. That's gross. I don't like getting spat on either, but anyways.
Rather, I've been at peace that you moved about the board.
If that is true, then I made you Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. Would you have desired it otherwise?
How could I know? I wanted whatever you impressed upon me to want. And now the debt comes due. A debt you are happy enough to pay.
A sacrifice. A sacrifice made for the stability of the realm. No king has ever lived that hasn't had to forfeit the lives of a few to protect the many, though I understand your squeamishness.
Reluctance to murder is not a weakness.
Good for you, Alicent. Good for you. I agree with that as well. Reluctance to murder is not a weakness. That's good. I mean, it's interesting because, like, you know, I believe in the death penalty, but you got to have due process, you know, and this isn't process. This is just madness, you know. This is just the king's dead, so we're gonna take over. Nobody question us, or we'll throw you in prison or worse, you know. Like there's no process. He just made himself in charge, you know. He's the king's hand. I mean, I guess, but you know, he's just taken over. Murdering whoever they want, and even if the first guy that got murdered, the old man, when he got murdered, even if that truly was an accident, like let's go with the route that it was complete accident, which I disagree with, but let's go with that. Even if that's an accident, that alone should stop you and be like, oh crap, you know, maybe we should stop reacting this way. It's leading to people to die.
I have Aegon. We'll proceed now as I see fit.
There you go. Way to go. Yeah, I guess I'm not fully understanding their disagreements. I mean, I guess Alicent doesn't want to murder people. That's a major thing. She doesn't want to have she doesn't want to have people murdered. So, you know, that is a major difference between their plans. But other than that, I mean, they both seem to be on the same page, really. Well, her escape did not seem to work. She's getting forced in with all the other people. I don't know where they're taking them, but yeah, she was not able to escape, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it might be Rhaenyra's only ally. One of her few allies, anyways. Well, they didn't waste any time with this. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's what the king wanted, but, you know, alas, this is what we're getting. So, yeah, you know, it's all happening so fast. I thought for sure they'd put it off till the next episode, but no, here we are. Here we are already. It's a fast-paced show, guys. It moves along.
Let the Seven bear witness. Aegon Targaryen is the true heir to the Iron Throne. Aegon the King!
Hell yeah. Oh man, this is too funny. This is too funny. Well, he's already the king though, technically, isn't he? No matter what happens, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. She should have just killed them all. She should have just killed them all. Alright, well, good for her. Holding fast. Man, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that ending. That was good. Good episode. Fast pace. You know, a couple battle scenes or one, and then the dragon at the end. That was fun. That was fun. Good stuff. Well, I will watch the behind the scenes of this one and wrap up my thoughts and do some editing magic and get it to you.
Part in it, but her moral standpoint become the reason for inaction rather than action.
She knows if she sets fire to that dais, she ends any possibility of war and probably sets peace throughout the realm. But I think probably doesn't want to be responsible for doing that to another mother. And it's a complex choice and one that...
Yeah, that's an interesting take on why she didn't do it, you know, why she had no action there at the end. But, I mean, she had her moment. She could have done it. She could have done it, but she didn't, you know? And I think maybe she would have felt differently if Alicent wasn't standing right in front of her son. Like, if Alicent could have lived, maybe she would have felt differently, you know? I don't know that. That would just be my take on it, my assumption, if you will.
People might dispute or have a problem with, but that's the choice Rhaenys makes in that moment. We see her busting out and being the one that's going to take the news to Dragonstone of the coup and of Rhaenyra's throne being stolen is a great heroic moment for her character.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'll wrap up my thoughts and then I'll get back with you here in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, you've made it to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I really enjoyed that episode. I thought they did a good job. I felt like it was quick paced, but they weren't rushing things, if that makes sense. But it was still, you know, one thing after another. There was no time to be sitting around and be bored or anything, you know. Couple things I wrote down when editing. I said, let's talk about the elephant in the room. So Larry's strong, jerking off to Alicent in this episode. So I'm not sure, like, if it was just to make us feel grossed out by it or what purpose it served. I'm not really grasping the point of that. I wasn't sure if it was for character growth, just to gross us out, or if maybe the reasons behind it will make more sense later on. I mean, bottom line, it was gross, inappropriate. I don't think Alicent knew what was going on, or well, she definitely didn't know what was going on. So I don't know, but I don't really know what that showcased, you know, other than he's a gross person and he's kind of pervy or what. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, but I do want to address that rather than just kind of ignoring it, because that is kind of weird. Makes me dislike his character a little bit more. I still am fascinated by the character. I mean, it is gross and nasty what he did, but it's just intriguing how he seems to do anything Alicent tells him to do, or he thinks Alicent is telling him to do. So it is interesting. I'm thankful for people in the world like Beesbury, the guy at the beginning, Beesbury. I didn't mention him by name earlier, but you know, he made a stand. It didn't really go anywhere, didn't really do anything, but you know, it is what it is. And then Rhaenys at the end, I kind of wish she would have killed all the Hightowers, but you know, she did it her way, and she's still making a stand and going to Rhaenyra more than likely to let her know what's going on. So, you know, that's cool. That's cool. I'll allow it. But yeah, another good episode. I did enjoy that. I am enjoying this show, to be honest with you. I think they're doing a good job with it. You know, there's been a couple of things throughout the season that I've been kind of like, I don't know about that, but mainly the character swap. I didn't necessarily like that, but you know, we're getting into the swing of things now where it, you know, we've moved on from that. So I think that's good. But hopefully everybody had a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate. I know that starts, I believe, Christmas Day in the evening. And then, of course, it's Krampus's Day and Boxing Day and all that. So happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying the videos and enjoying time with your family and friends. But that's where I'll leave it. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you again next week. Next year, actually. In 1 week's time with another video of House of Dragons with the season finale. So we got that to look forward to. So anyways, I'll leave it there. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.